I don't think you're going to get any companies necessarily registering themselves on Mars in order to get a tax break. Give us an update of what's going on with Mars One.
Yeah, there's a couple of really exciting things happening. We've narrowed down our astronaut selection to about 100 people right now. We came all the way from 200,000, so it was a lot of work, but we're now down to 100, and still quite a few from the US, but from 35 different countries. And the most exciting thing that I'm spending a lot of time on is an investment round that we are hopefully closing soon with a small consortium of investors for an amount of money that can really take Mars One a few steps into the direction of actually performing our first unmanned mission in 2020.
What's the estimate for the cost of putting these 4 astronauts on Mars right now?
The total cost of having the first 4 humans, including all the preparatory missions that we do before the humans go, is about $6 billion US.
Now, there has been some criticism saying that that figure is too low. What's your response?
A lot of people that look at our cost figure think, oh, that's a lot lower than what NASA has been saying. And NASA is naming numbers starting somewhere in the 60 billion. So that's a lot higher than our 6 billion. But what these people often forget is that a return mission is at least an order of magnitude more complex and therefore more expensive than a permanent settlement mission. A return mission means developing bigger rockets on Earth, developing a whole new way of landing systems on Mars, developing the capability of launching something from Mars. It's even difficult to launch things from Earth. 5 to 10% of all satellite launches end up in a satellite that's not in the right orbit. So how can we even imagine doing that from Mars? And that's what makes our mission affordable. It's also what makes it possible from a risk perspective, from a financial perspective, and from a technology perspective.
I'm glad you mentioned the financial perspective, because that is linked to what has turned into a delay in the launch dates. I'm wondering if you can explain that.
Yeah, we originally wanted to land our first crew in 2025. Because of the investment round that I just mentioned, closing that has been taking longer than we were hoping. Well, I think it usually does. But the delay in closing that investment round has caused us to have to delay our first unmanned mission from 2018 to 2020, and therefore all our other missions by 2 years, leading to the human landing in 2027.
Operating on Mars and going to Mars, potentially a reality television spectacular. Can you give us an update on the details of production companies that you might or might not work with in order to showcase this?
Yeah, we have a production company under contract to make our series. We're currently in negotiation with multiple broadcasters. This would be the documentary series around the astronaut selection, finding 4 people that can actually do one of the most difficult jobs that you can imagine, leaving everything and everyone behind for the rest of their lives. So it will be a documentary series. I don't really like the term reality TV because it takes us to Big Brother or Jersey Shore. I prefer comparing our Mars mission to the Olympic Games. We're going to find the best people of the planet. We're going to do something that almost nobody else can do, and we're going to share that story with the world in a beautiful way, just like the Olympic Games show stories in a very beautiful way.